It's police training that could mean the difference between life and death.
And in this case, we're not talking about an obstacle course or a gun range. West 2's Lindsay Sablon is here to explain one mother's mission.
Her mission is inspired by her son. And in a time when understanding each other makes all the difference, this mighty mom is making sure people know how to respond to folks with autism. When we think of police training, we picture this. Not a mother-son team in a quiet room, but what they do is just as important, dare I say, more important.
Classic autism. Right here. What age group are we dealing with here? 5 to 10.
Donna Lorman spent years developing this autism awareness training for law enforcement.
Why did you start that training?
When Drew was 5 years old, I was faced with a principal calling me and explaining to me that I had 30 minutes to get there, or they were putting him in the back of a police car and charging him with battery on a behavior specialist.
Right then, Lorman knew her son would have more interactions with police through his life. Drew has autism. This 34-year-old man, if you define him by his age, is easily misunderstood.
What did I say his developmental age is? 4 to 6.
By 21, 1 in 5 young adults with autism has been stopped and questioned by police. And people with disabilities, including those on the spectrum, are 5 times more likely to be incarcerated than people in the general population.
They are going to defend whatever that security item is. They're going to defend it like you will defend your child from a kidnapper.
That's why Lorman teaches this 3-hour class covering how to identify autism, since it's an invisible disability, and how to communicate. The star is Drew.
I am looking, I am not listening. I am pushing this.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Moving.
Moving.
Move.
Move.
Move it.
Move it.
In this exercise, she shows how quickly a simple interaction can escalate.
The biggest takeaway for me was the fact how much these individuals, like learning how they interact, it's almost like learning a different language.
On this day, members of crisis intervention teams with St. Cloud and Kissimmee police departments, along with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, were there. Soon, every department will be required to do this thanks to a new bill passed this legislative session that requires law enforcement to have an employment training component related to individuals with autism. I bet you can guess who's behind it.
Issues that we must be considered when we're doing any kind of an arrest. There have no defined muscles in their trunk.
The second leading cause of death for individuals with autism is asphyxiation. Lorman says often at the hands of law enforcement. The first is drowning because they're drawn to bodies of water, just like this case.
By chance, the Volusia County deputy in this video had just completed Lorman's training.
Coco! Hey, he's out here somewhere.
You see the deputy run through the water and past trees.
You got him, you got him?
30 seconds later, he scoops up the child in water up to the deputy's waist.
He put it all to the training, that had he not even had that training, he wouldn't even have known to go on to the closest body of water first.
This training is imperative as autism diagnoses grow. 1 in 31 children in the U.S. have autism.
We come in contact with a lot of people that are potentially on the spectrum in and around our community every single day.
St. Cloud Police Chief Douglas Gerke believes the training changed how he responds to scenes. And it's all because of Donna and Drew.
He is not a burden to society. He has a lot to give back. And he's going to do this by training every single officer one at a time.
It was really incredible. And another part of this bill that just passed is this right here. This is a way to help individuals with autism who can drive and if they're pulled over, effectively communicate with police. But in order to learn more about how this works, I want you to go to our story under WESH.com right now, and I walk you through it. And if you have a family member who has autism and drives, I really encourage that you pick one of these up. The Autism Society of Greater Orlando has them on staff, as well as DMVs and tax collectors' offices.
You just hand this to the officer that responds?
Exactly.
That's
because
amazing.
communication can be difficult, right? So everything they need is right in here.
Lindsay, not only is this training program, I'm sure, giving moms peace of mind, I have to assume the officers have a little bit more confidence and reassurance going into stops like this, that they're a little bit more prepared.
So much so. And you know, one of the things I didn't really focus on is that elopement. How many times are we reporting on a child with autism who has disappeared from their home? They're not running from something, they're running towards something they really like that brings them some kind of security. She talks a lot about that too, so they can confidently go into these situations like that Volusia County deputy, and we have positive outcomes, and that's so important because it's saving lives.
Life-saving at that moment.
Yeah.
Lindsay, thank you so much.
Incredible. Thank you so much.